Bismillah. I'm noticing that most of my thoughts, they usually originate from another thought. And so, of course, there's this idea that most of us are familiar with, which is the train of thought. Everyone has different trains of thoughts that we have, and then when something breaks it, we usually say, "Oh, I lost my train of thought." And I think about this, and it might seem like something small, but I just wanted to share that it's actually really big because it's really influential on our lives that one thought is usually preceded by another. So, what I mean by that is, let's say you're just sitting down, you're bored, you're not really doing anything, you're not working on your laptop, or you're not reading a book, or anything like that, and you're just looking around. You might look at the ground and then see an ant. And then from that ant, you end up thinking about a world of different things that all stemmed from that ant. So, for example, you're sitting on a bench in a park and you look down, you see an ant, and you're like, huh, that's pretty interesting. Isn't that strange that an ant, in fact, gets most of its bodily structure from its exoskeleton rather than internal bones like us. So with its exoskeleton, it's able to hold itself and also is able to hold so much more than itself compared to a human. And then you can think about, wait, exoskeletons, I heard that in China they're making some really good ones that really help people work, especially elders if they want to, or senior citizens if they want to keep working, and they can do that. Speaking of senior citizens, man, I should really reach out to my uncle, who hasn't been feeling that well lately. But you know what? Let me give him a call. By thinking about the ant, now this hypothetical person that I'm playing is now calling their uncle. That's a pretty positive thing, especially just to check up on them. That's pretty good. I think being mindful of our trains of thoughts, what their speed is, which direction they're going, always checking the compass as well, saying, where am I going? And at least is where I'm going good? Because it can easily go south. You're thinking about that ant and you're like, hey, that's interesting, it just gobbles up that little leaf like that on the ground. And my sibling, man, my brother, he just gobbles up all my food, man. Oh, man. He just ate like this and that like 2 weeks ago of mine that I clearly had labeled. And oh my gosh, man. And bro, speaking of that, bro, he just eats all my things and he just doesn't even care about me. So just like that, bro, there's like so many people who just treat me like that. And there's so many people who they just don't care about me. And speaking of people not caring about me, man, like, what's even the point of continuing to do this work, like, man, like, why am I even nice to these people, like, my coworkers and everyone around me, like, no one's nice to me, plus Robbie, my supervisor, he just complete weirdo, and so that was kind of a exaggerated or pretty poorly acted example, so I apologize. But I'm pretty sure you get the point, which is that if you're not careful where your train of thoughts are going, you can easily get into negative, pessimistic thought cycles, in which its tracks are just in the shape of a circle. And that circle is a circle of negativity. Yeah. That's just some food for thought, I guess, on how almost all of our thoughts come from a previous thought. At least one. We don't have some external stimulus causing us to think things like scrolling through shorts or YouTube or TikTok all the time. That's something that probably not the most healthy for you because you don't really get any more trains of thoughts anymore. But trains of thoughts can be healthy, so I recommend them if they're good and if you are a good train driver. Hopefully you have some good trains of thoughts. Peace.